I wanted to illuminate into people's minds about what astrology points at, which is the evolution of human consciousness, like awareness into consciousness. It's the entire universe expanding into the awareness of being not only human, but also that the iAm of the universe as one, really. But we can look to that how that it can be pointing at all levels. It's just a pointer. If it's not a pointer, it is Antichrist. I would like to clarify what Antichrist is. No, it's not somebody who's going to come out of the cloud. Although it can be, if you think I am God and not just the pointer to God, then I am Antichrist, and there isn't anything I can do about that label that you put on me. You have an Antichrist going on there, and you think people are the answer, which is like, wow, no, only the truth will be the answer, always. Especially the right answer is always the truth. Now what? Is that language like too tough for you? It's fucking basic. Anyway, let's get back to astrology, which is an esoteric, symbological language, I guess, if you will, if that's a word, that's pointing at an experiencing case, you need an upload or a download. And of course you do. See, astrology used to be taught in mystery schools, or it used to be, it is a course you can take, I think, in university somewhere, if it's a good university. Give you a little dabble of the, see, when you start closing up the books, there's a whole real life out there with experiences you have to get into. Best to do that by the age 3 or 4. I mean, why wait until after school? But unfortunately, you have to, and that's where we have a society of toddlers running around at the age, what, 20? Yeah. Well, how do we do this? Because they've never fucking done it, and they think that they already know how to do it. They already know. It's like, you have never been here before. Get away from me. Anyway, and because they're not going to listen either. The ADD, why? You're crammed full of shit. First of all, you weren't allowed to play. You don't know what that playing is going to access your true intelligence. Boy, I was just trying to talk about how important it is, how important astrology is. See, Sam Vaknin came up with a video just this morning. This was after, I noticed it after I turned on the Wi-Fi. I was awakened by the thought, it's like, God, the fact of people walking around trying to relate with each other, and they can't because they have squares, and it's like, well, just go find somebody else you can relate with. You know how that in music, like a musician, me, I just, okay, it's not having to do with people, it's just when you hear a tone, your job is to harmonize, find harmony with that, find out the timing, make it work, do a loop, make somebody dance over it, make sure you're dancing over it, or get the fuck out. Now, that is exactly how it is when you're relating out there. Is it not? No. Well, try a musician because they duet so much better. Getting along. But after a while, it's like, you know what? We need to rest because we're tired of doing all of the work. You have a responsibility too, and that is to meet us halfway. Now, I'm talking about Libra. Libra rules music. To know that consciousness, boy, imagine that. It's like, I have 5 planets in Libra, and I call myself coming out of the Librian generation. Because of that, I could be a leader because I have Aries rising, Mars kind of ruled, doing this constant motion. It's like, no, listen, okay, you can't fool the kids because you're miserable in your fucking marriage and it's driving them crazy. That's going to drive them crazy, more so than just showing them the aliveness of getting the fuck out of it. Now, I'll just point at my species where they talk about the dead woman who she's considered dead in psychology because she doesn't remove herself from a toxic situation. And that's 80% of people. When I say that, it's like, Shauna, that's 80%. That's normal. It's normal. Too bad. It's sick. The 80%, most of them are sick. I didn't say most of you, I said most of them are sick. Can't even, to a certain extent, we are all ultra sensitive to where we can't receive information that goes against our belief or whatever, and we can't just adjust. But you know what? If you fucking leave yourself alone, I mean literally, get away from people and then watch yourself improve over time when you see these suggestions coming in about yourself. which is the truth. Do you want to get better? You want to get worse? Well, some people are doing it. And then what has happened? God, this is a long conversation. What has happened over the last 3 years is that the people that aren't doing their work, they get awakened up and they get jostled, and then people that are like, excuse me, but you're way behind, and it's like, and then and now it's all our fault because we seem to be not doing the work. And it's like, no, you have a lot of work to do. What work? Fuck, there's a whole society that think that work is when you get up at 9 or get there by 9 and do your 9 to 5. And it's like, no, actually, you're avoiding all the work right there. That's fucking. Psychologists will tell you that. The cerebral narcissist is one who doesn't mind working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Why? Because it avoids the work that they need to do at home. Under their home, they have relationships are a lot of work to maintain a human connection, let alone a relationship. Connection and relationship are two different things. You can have a good connection with somebody, but you'll notice that there's no relationship. Talk about being mature and figuring out, oh, fuck, okay, so see, if that person that you have a good connection with doesn't understand that you want a relationship, now you go and have, you are somebody who's just naturally relating. They can't relate. See, that's language, man. We're getting on to minute 6. We have to start talking about this. In 3 years, when Uranus goes into Gemini, talk about talking. We have to start talking about this to bring up the novelty that our lives really are or can be, and what is being muddled over by a cartoon, by cartoon land. People just saying anything goes and anything, and it's like, no, and you can't brush it under the carpet like that anymore, because this is our life. This is our relation with each other. This is the quality of life, the universe that we're working with. Very important. See, I never really talked about that on Facebook for the last 10 years. First of all, well, I'm a natural at it, and of course relationships are very important. That's why I don't fuck around too much. You don't hear me saying, oh, I just got over my boyfriend, and so I need to talk shit about your boyfriend. No, the men that I've been with, if they were to be here today, they would tell you, Shauna doesn't fuck. Whatever man gets close enough to me, they'll say, no, Shauna is every man's dream come true. She doesn't fuck around. She doesn't let me down. And she doesn't fuck around. She won't fuck around on you. That's the truth of what you fight. If you're a truth-oriented person, that's just how you would talk about me. You would probably kick somebody's ass who thought differently also. This has just gone into spiral into fucking bullshit. Why does it come up? Well, we have Mercury going. We have Sun in Gemini, it rules relationships. That's the first realization. They have two people standing there. They don't talk about that. Man, I talked about how that we don't even know astrology because they take away these vital meanings of just the symbology that's there. What is it really saying? Like Libra used to say, I love, but now it's I balance, which I don't mind that. The mechanics and who we really are, the way we can selflessly weigh things out, it's pointing at self-organizing intelligence, the self-organizing capability that is higher intelligence. It's music when you hear it. Perfect geometry. It's AI if it's synthesized. And of course, this balancing, it has everything to do with our money, like how our resources, like what are we doing here? The balance between men and women, right? The men and women thing. God, throw that out and let's just go to Capricorn and capitalize on what? Ugh. It's so weird the way I've seen it. Oh God, I'm sorry. This is kind of going off. What I was trying to talk about is the importance. Okay, first of all, imagine not knowing astrology and then hooking up with somebody whose Venus squares your Venus. First of all, the squares. Okay, this is representing evolutionary consciousness, the literal awakening into the reality of the universe. Like, oh, really? I am? Yes, and that's all. See, we were supposed to get that right away, just as a little billy goat, or as a little biological glitch, just coming up. Oh, I am, and the parents, no, yeah, no, I am, and that's it. Well, how do you manage that? Let them play. That's exactly how you get your own intelligence. Well, do you hear that happening? No. Put a cage around them, put some bubble wrap around them, and let's fucking be paranoid because it's going to cost too much when they get a scratch. Yeah. The system has everybody just, God, living in, and talk about a dome in helmets, man. And so fuck the iAm. What's next? If you don't get the iAm, you're not going to get the next thing is Taurus that says now the quality of iAm. The quality of the things that we are climbing for and playing over. That's just the quality of life. It's just the way it is. It's beautiful. If you haven't noticed, the iAm is amazing. It's all here already. Look at the waterfalls are going. The flowers just sprout. The sun is shining. Wait a minute. What's that in the sky? Is the sun shining? Or what is that streak? Oh my God. Now it's turned into a fucking... Okay, somebody doesn't want the sun to shine here. But now I'm trying to hold up our intellectual property with this language. Aries, astrology points right at it. And if you don't get the first fucking consciousness, which is like, try not to castrate yourself at an early age, then you will probably make it into the ocean of consciousness, which is your, all of the universe, right? It's just all of the existence, like, woo! Yay! I'm going snorkeling, and you look under, and there's just alien life everywhere, of course, and evolution of human consciousness. That's what, astrology is here saying, by the way, if you want to know what's going on here, this is it. If there is something that we really need to know, that's it. It's your fingerprint, man. If you want to say it's like, okay, it's part of the control system that we're under, the solar system and everything. You can either walk blind and keep hitting your head, or fucking look at the truth and obey. Understand, you were cut out to do this and that, and boy, is anybody going to do it here? Not really. Our fullest potential is being shat upon. How? Well, first of all, don't know it. Don't even know the possibility. That's a really good way to do it. How to do that? Just take the tools away. Take astrology away. Take music away out of school. Say that's a privilege. You got to learn this and this and this and this bullshit. Absolute crap first that will not open you up into your fullest potential to be able to learn what's really going on. Fuck, man, they don't want people to do that. They want people to be weak as hell and spinning upside down and backwards in their fucking egos and imagining what is happening in life. Good for you and everybody. Going in your cell within a cell within a cell. Doesn't matter if you're fucking where you go. You're fucking taking a plane flight somewhere else. Who cares? You're just in a cell within a cell within a cell. It's not like Jesus moving across the land who's like, who are you? Well, I am emancipation at hand. You too can be free. Don't kill me. This possibility is within you too. Uh-oh. Just moving into the Mercury and Gemini right now on the 12th. A lot of things just going to pick up and go with the Taurus vibration at the very end. I was getting the very end feeling of the Taurus vibration, which is just this big, shut up. It's just this huge, no, try to sleep on it. No, we're going into fucking Gemini now, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to be expressive. That's just the evolution of human consciousness. Sorry, Taurus, you're too fixed there. Air is here now. The mutable is now. We're just going to mold. We're going to give you a little massage. You need to be massaged. Massage your mind. That's what's needed. And we're going to move into feeling now. Cancer and moving into talking about those cardinal squares, man. If you don't know astrology and you're just walking blind, really you don't know the possibility that, okay, so that person, their Venus squares my Venus. Say like it's a Capricorn Venus and a Libra Venus. Hi, brother. Boy, that Capricorn and Libra square, the cardinal squares are really hard anyway because they're on an angle. See, the lesson that we're having right now with the Capricorn Pluto sweep. Pluto is really sweeping this out. People are getting the fundamentals, like, say, their elevators is going all the way to the top. See, some people's elevator won't go all the way to the top, but there is a final equation, and there's a final answer, and this is the truth of all of those truths. And you're not going to go any farther unless you get out of your body somehow and work it that way, but I doubt it. We are here to get better about the universe through this school of truth. So with Pluto going back into Capricorn just today clicks right back into Capricorn with Mercury having gone into Gemini at the same time. We're coming up onto a new moon, which is a trip, and there's a square with Neptune, which, I can see how that the powers that be take advantage of these openings inside of through the cosmos, inside of our bodies, through our minds. They say now's the time to strike them with this. Don't let them see that. Fucking smoke screen that. Light a fire over there and say it's this with the media. And it's like, because otherwise it can go the higher level of understanding everything. Like it will say, like if we did know astrology and how to make it benefit ourselves. Like say you don't. Okay, this is the thing I wanted to say, and this is fucking gotta wrap it up. There's a possibility to be stuck in relationship hell. See, hell doesn't exist for me. I'm a Libra, and we don't have heaven and hell unless we're talking about. Well, did you realize that people aren't the answer? Truth is the answer. Now you're in heaven again. If people were the answer, you went to hell, and now you're in this thing where you think that is the answer when it was never the answer. It actually made you sick. It actually made you sick because people aren't real. They're struggling with something too, even if they have, okay, this is what's dangerous. It's like, okay, so if they have a Venus in Capricorn, this person is a materialist. Venus in Libra isn't interested in that. They're interested in love. They can't afford the materialist mentality, not just yet. See, the materialist might have it all down and say, "Oh, we already know about love, and we're that's what we're taking care of you with, right? We have a lot of money, and then we trickle it down, or however." See, I say trickle it down is because that fucking Capricorn is goal oriented. It's the midheaven of the natural chart of the natural dawning of man. It's the midheaven that says this is the goal of man, which is to become a novelty. I adopted that from listening to Terence McKenna, which it means like a constructed ideal of an expressing that is like, now this is the master, and then we're going to go higher with this. In the human consciousness, I mean, you look at the upper echelon, the possibility of what we could have, which has just absolutely been hidden and destroyed. If there is anything, it's very little of it that we can see. Structures, those structures, the pyramids and the way that the aqueducts were and all of that, they once were lined in precious metals and jewelry, garnets and crystals. Why? Because they had a specific use. We were so much more advanced in what is the use of all this? Why do we even wear these kind of protective things around us anymore? It's just a fucking mental thing now that has nothing to do with anything. Now it's just a fucking funny fucking thing. I want out. I want out of feeling like I can't do anything better than that, which I've always been doing something better. See, the thing is, it's like, okay, so I'm being encroached upon. I don't like the feeling of the monetary system at all. I don't like it. I'm not interested in isolating out and just, I'm just going to take care of myself. It's like, well, what about other people? Why can't we take care of each other? I keep thinking about it. It's like, okay, so sorry, I'm floating around everywhere, but I'm going to put this video up of the fact of relationship hell that is created by people who aren't informed about their feelings. Okay, so I point out the musician how that. Did I already talk about it in this video, or was it something else? Man, my computer is short on memory, and so I'm having to delete a lot of things, and I'll have to do that later. Boy, I'm feeling this Mercury. Have mercy on me, man. In Gemini, it's actually good. I'm going to be taking care of a lot of things, and a lot of people are going to be able to take care of a lot of things. We have fucking Mercury in Taurus for a while, the late degree Taurus, which was just like I said, and don't say anything, and become more and more encapsulated in your fixed. You're trying to maintain the calm, and it's like, get out of here, Taurus. We're moving into fucking Gemini now, especially with Mercury, okay? It's interesting when you have Venus there. It's the best. But Mercury, no. We need to flap our lips, and we need to talk, and all of this is okay. So there's a whole faction of people out there that say, nah, it's not wise, and you should be quiet. It's like, no, it's because of you that we stay stuck in the fucking 40s. What does that mean? It means a lot. Still wearing a necktie? Jesus Christ! Necktie! Good for you! Not quite the sacrifice that Jesus was here doing, though. Sam Vaknin. And I say astrology is key. I mean, in case you're not a musician and you forgot what love is, there's astrology to say, oh, by the way, I thought I felt something. Do you realize our Venus is square? You are a materialistic pig or whatever it is. Okay, so in the case of me, with having Venus in Virgo, which is highly controversial. See, oh man, do I have time for this? There isn't such a thing as a worst place for Venus, a singular worst. Think about it, people. Venus doesn't do well in all 12 signs and all single fucking 30 degrees that has. All 360 degree, 335 degrees is. Venus has no problem in those signs except for the 30 degrees of Virgo. Nope. We live in a reverse, this fucking upside down bunch of shit right now. Somebody's having a fucking laugh. The most superior place. I don't care if you heard it here first and astrology is just uncovering it now. This is the truth. The most superior place for Venus is in Virgo because it's in service to man now. It's in the house of service. It's in the house of the Virgin. And what Virgin means is pure. It's not some woman there sitting there and she's not doing anything. No, it's maybe the purest kind of woman and says, no, this is the way that we do our thing. Water. The example of virgin water is coming right out of the earth. Mined from the earth, it's not coming out of the sky, spring, that is clear, crystal clear, full of lithium and all of this beautiful chemicals that we need. Clear water, that's virgin. It is a virgin style of a lot of things everywhere, and even you. Back to the virgin we go. It's not, and so anyway, now that you learned about Antichrist and virgin, try to imagine how free you're going to be. I mean, if you could just get over the hurdle of the mind, which is stuffed full of such a bunch of bullshit, you're going to get old quick, and you did probably. To yourself, you know, you're getting, the body is going to take on all that stuffiness. You're locking it into the body. You need to free it out, free it up. Didn't want to go here either. 222, great.